All right. Well, we're picking up where we left the last time with the comic corner. We're talking about this. Now, I was about to talk about this book, but I got into dinner, and I know it's later than it was. Here we go. By the way, here's the first quote from the book. From issue 214 of Strange Adventures. Listen to me. Don't walk past me like I'm a slice of wood. I'm Deadman. Once I was like you. Which is also the quote at the back of the book. Yep. To hunt a killer. And apparently as a kid, no one sees him because he's a freaking ghost. And he's a flashback when he died. By the way, wonderful artwork by Neil Adams. Yes, he writes and draws. I think this is all, if I remember correctly, yeah, this is all written and drawn. Well, in the case of 214, that's written by Robert Kanigher, but Neil Adams does all the artwork here. So yeah, and basically these last two issues, he's hunting for a killer, and you just see him try to he's possessing various people, because that's Deadman's ability, he possesses people. And of course, they catch the killer, no problem. Moving on to issue 215. Of Strange Adventures. You have failed to kill him, Deadman. Hook. Penalty here is death. No, you can't kill him. The hook is mine. Yeah. Basically, it's all about a guy called the Hook. He's going after some explosive, really good stuff. Now, this issue is solely done by Neil. He writes and draws the whole thing. We see the Sensei, which I think this guy was the original leader of Legacy House before they changed it to Ra's al Ghul. And this is pretty much like a two-part end to Deadman's time over in Strange Adventures. Yep. Basically goes after this guy Hook to avenge Sensei. And, well, we see things smiling. So, next came basically Brave Bold number, I think this was number, what issue was this one? 86. Skip over this one because discussed this already in the previous showcase book. So, moving on to this page. Let's see. This is page number 117. This actually is the backup feature from Aquaman, which I'm skipping over this one because I discussed it already and when I discussed Aquaman Volume 1. This was some time ago. But next thing to talk about would be Challenges the Unknown, number 74. Now, one thing when I was reading this book originally, excuse me, was that Challenge the Unknown had this thing where, after Kirby left, the book managed to last for a good period of time, but a lot of the issues were just a snooze fest. I felt really bored reading the issues after Kirby. Kirby only did the first 8. This issue here is done by Denny O'Neil. This is a much better issue. This is called, now, basically, Neil is one of 2 artist books. The first is George Acosta. Mostly it's just called Deadman. It's basically the challengers with a team up with Deadman for this issue. Yeah, they changed the challenge uniforms. Now, mostly the challenge does all sci-fi stuff. This is more supernatural based. And they fought some guy, and of course, basically, Deadman ends up possessing some people here, like he normally does. And the person goes crazy, and that's it. Still, thing I gotta say about Deadman, he's a cool character. It's just that when I review this book, it's just the only problem with this book is that a lot of the stuff in this book I've already reviewed already. Like the 2 Brave and Bold issues, the Aquaman feature. I reviewed this already in other reviews. So it's like I review this, and I'm only discussing like four books. The 3 issues of Strange Adventures, and the issue of Challenge the Unknown. And that's it. And some might be curious, though, for Challengers the Unknown. Now, this was technically the longest volume of the whole series, because DC, this is one of those books DC has tried, yes, seriously tried, to recapture the magic of the original volume. They have tried for years, though the most recent volume they came up with by Chris Cantwell, at least that was a limited series. It's like, whenever DC has tried to capture the magic of the original volume, it's just not successful. By the way, this book would end 13 issues later. Yes. So, Deadman himself basically is just the opening feature of the book. Yep. That's simply the thing with that one. Just the opening feature. Not the whole story. Just a feature. As for Strange Adventures, which, by the way, I think not only after Deadman wrapped this feature, so in the case of Strange Adventures for 214, yeah, it's the whole issue. For 215, the whole issue. And 216, it's the whole issue. By the way, the Hook himself, yeah, he is a character who debuted in this book. He probably debuted in the previous book. He is just a villain for Deadman, who for some reason, the Batman writers have decided to make him a Batman villain for some weird reason. I don't really know why. Yeah, but here's the weird thing. After this feature ended, the book became a reprint book. Yep, a reprint book. Yeah, and they say it contains for most of the remainder of this run. Now, weirdly enough, Adam Strange would star in a volume for Strange Adventures. Yes, he would. I believe it was volume 5, written by Tom King. Yes, so in the case of Adam Strange, I did ask this to Tom King. Why did it call Mystery in Space, which is the book his debut in? Well, they probably figured it make more sense to call it that. So he came in with 217, and he left with issue 244. Which, that was pretty much the end of the book at that point. Yeah, it is. I think he skipped one issue. He skipped issue 241. Oh, he was featured 241. Huh. Yeah. As for why in the world they decided to make it a reprint feature. So, 122 was the sole issue where it was not a reprint issue. Yeah, this is the only one. Yeah. But Deadman himself, he would join the title with I think it was like 204, I think it was his, pretty much his. Yeah, Main Series 205. So, yeah. But, still a good book overall. Give this book a 10 out of 10. Okay, so that is pretty much a particular review. Please be sure to comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up, basically, we have is Black Butler. And then we in our Comic Corner. Okay? Let's do. Bye.